Hello, I'm Inez, and this is Spheres, a game by Fireline Games, voice acted by Elijah Lucian, as you can tell. I'm pretty much just reading what's on the screen at this point, and the game is made for Ludum Dare 32. I'm not sure if there are any parameters for Ludum Dare 32. I probably could have done the research, but I'm a special kind of lazy. So let's get into this. Now, there are going to be portions where I'm probably just not going to speak because the game is a narrated adventure, which is why I'm playing it, because I love story-based games when they actually work.
Have you ever woke up on some island with a hangover? Well, I have, and it was a terrible experience. But let me start from the beginning. My name is Edward. One day, after a night of heavy drinking, I woke up here. Man, it was one of the best parties ever! But it definitely wasn't worth the consequences.
So yeah, that's the gist of the story. You've woken up on an island, pissed out of your skull. At least you were pissed out of your skull, and then you woke up on an island. So now here you are. I presume there's going to be...
I wasn't in a mood for swimming.
Okay, I've not seen that. Okay, so apparently there are extra narrations that I must have missed out on the first time I went through this. Okay, that's cool. I like that. That's pretty cool. I'll give them points for that. That's very cool. Thought I'd check. Okay, I'm not in a good position. Thank God there's a jump button. How about burning myself? Does he narrate that? He does not. I thought something weird there. Right, let's carry on.
I went ahead to check between the rocks to see what was there. There was a large lighthouse in the distance.
That would be
I knew my best chance to get out of this place was to get there.
So the game is touted as a narrated adventure, which basically means you're playing the narrator yourself. At least the narrator is narrating the main character.
I spotted a glowing green thing on the ground. I knew I had to check it out.
Dun dun. You can walk or you can sprint. I can't sprint anymore. Thank you. That was weird. Yeah, in terms of art assets, the game looks pretty good, I must say. The game looks really well done in terms of artwork. The main character looked a little weird in the opening cutscene, but when he has him as a player model isn't half bad. Although the weird trouser bit is a bit.
Surprisingly,
I'm not entirely sure what it's supposed to be. Maybe it's a weird pocket. Who knows?
I immediately noticed that the glowing intensified when I pressed the left mouse button. I was so focused on the goo that I didn't even notice the passage right next to me.
Slight fourth wall breaking there, but it's not really that big of a deal. It's a game. What are you going to expect? Although in like a sort of narrated adventure game, I'm not sure the last thing you want is some kind of fourth wall breaking. But either way, hold on.
This. A strange growing sphere appeared right out of nowhere. It did not look friendly at all.
Yeah, see, now you know why the game is called Spheres. Okay, I better run, because this thing will fucking murder me. I don't know if it's faster than me or not. It doesn't look like it is. I can't really defend myself. I'll just show you what happens when you die. You get zapped, and you fall to your death, and there. And then you respawn, and the danger's gone, weirdly enough. The light, I must say, the light is kind of pathetic. It's not... It does the job, but it's not a great job. Yeah, so the game will sort of react to like a response like there. As you can see, the thing was obviously blocked. Then the narrator says, I don't know how I missed the very obvious opening right in front of my eyes. At which point the game, you know, deletes the wall and you can go through. I think it's quite cool. I just wish it was... It'd be nice if it wasn't, you know, obvious. I mean, it just deletes the wall outright. But I do like the idea of narration.
I decided to just
explaining what happens. Because it reminds me of Alan Wake, and I absolutely love
the only thing I could take from this place
the Alan Wake games.
So yeah, I borrowed them.
I'll be taking them. Yeah, it reminds me of Alan Wake on how the guy is telling you the story of the main character, and it's a very cool feature.
As I recall, I used a flare against the horde.
I don't really know why flares kill them, but they do. So, roll with it. Oh, I can actually jump over this fence. That's not good. Maybe readjust the... I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to do that, but okay. The invisible wall may want some retouch. Oh dear. Okay, don't infinitely fall. That would be terrible. Yeah, okay, now let's go into the little cavey bit. Get some more narration.
I felt safer inside the cave.
Woo! And now I get attacked by a ton of orbs because that
Suddenly,
is pretty much the only...
out of nowhere again.
Ignore the fact I'm stood in the middle of the air. Basically, the flare acts as basically AoE. A small AoE bubble where if you stand in it, nothing will touch you ever, and you're fine.
I put my hand into my pocket just to notice I lost almost all my flares.
They may want to retouch on that line because I'm not sure if that's supposed to imply that you lose some of your flares, or it's supposed to imply that you've used some or something. I don't know. But
I was almost at the lighthouse, but there was a fence blocking the way.
God damn you, game. Just let me open the door. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's supposed to imply that you've used your flares and that they're now gone, or maybe they don't account for you picking up both boxes and they only expect you to pick up one. Because if you picked up the one, then you'd have you would have used at least half by now, or you might be down to your last one. I'm presuming that's what they're going for, but it just seems, or maybe they're supposed to be saying, hey, you've lost some flares after hearing this conversation, but nothing happens, so it's kind of unfortunate. Nothing happens. Am I being followed by an orb? There are orbs over there. There are orbs here. That's just yep. Job done. In terms of danger, it's not so bad. I do wish the narrator would say something about after pressing this button, the gate to the front bit opened. I mean, it was obvious. I mean, it's fairly obvious that the that would actually do that, but the noise just makes me think, oh, it hasn't worked. There was no it's just basically on every game I've ever played where I hear a noise like that, I don't normally assume, oh yeah, your door's opened. It's normally, bugger. I've got to turn on a generator somewhere, haven't I? But it's not. It literally, the door is open. Thankfully, I checked that before running towards the spheres of death. Onto the lighthouse. Before I climb up there, I'm going to be nosy and go have a look around here. Is there anything? Maybe there's more narration. I don't know. There's probably some stuff I missed. I'm sure there is. That would be cool. Oh, that's not good. Oh, okay. That's not good. Okay. This could be this could be a problem. Yeah. Okay, right. Okay, I'm sorry, developers, for breaking your game. I apologize. But there may be some unfinished invisible walls somewhere that could benefit from maybe you putting them in, because I think I've kind of effed myself here. This is not so good. You see what happens when I explore, I break games. God damn it. Oh, well, bugger. I don't really see any way of actually getting out of this either. This is a problem. Well, bugger. Okay, well, I'll come back to this bit in a minute. I'm sorry for breaking your game, I didn't mean to. I'll be back in a jiffy. And I'll be back to the point where I actually was. Give me a minute. Right, I'm back to where I was, more or less. Now, let's actually, not break the game, shall we? This is actually the point where I thought, the game gives you a strange amount of flares. Because you don't get into all that much combat, but they've given you an absolute ton of flares. Just so maybe they were hoping you'd be a bit more trigger happy on them. But I don't really understand how you could be. Because even if you spam click, you can, there's still a slight timer before you can actually put them down. Just in case, just admire the water. Very nice. Although you can kind of see out a little bit. That's okay. It doesn't matter. Anything over here? Maybe I'll get more narration. I don't mean to break the game, I swear. More flares. Honestly, I don't need that many. I'm not in such dire straits. I'm sure there's going to be more orbs. More orbs?
I finally reached the lighthouse.
I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not yet done. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's just where the rocks meet. Okay. Ooh. Interesting effect. The hell is that shiny thing? Oh, it's probably one of the orbs glowing effects. Okay. Okay, that was a bit weird. Okay, their invisible walls are a bit fiddly in this game. I believe this is...
Well, it turned out this whole island was a military facility, and the spheres were some experiment that got out of control. But this is a completely different story.
And that's where the game just cuts off. I actually really quite enjoyed that. Spheres is an interesting idea. I really do hope they carry it on, mainly because they kind of left you with a bit of a cliffhanger of like, hey, hey there, yeah, we've got more story for you, but you're not gonna have it. Not really. No. Hey Skype, you can shush now. Yeah, we've got some story, but we're not going to give it to you quite yet. You're gonna have to sort of sit and squirm and hope. And I really do hope they actually continue this, because the story's got me pretty intrigued, and I like the whole narration idea of it. Although I wish it was a bit more streamlined, but you know, considering they did it for Ludum Dare 32, I'm not sure how much time restraint there is between that. But either way, they've done a pretty good job. The game looks good. The narration is good. The story's fairly intriguing. It's gotta be. I mean, I want more of the bloody story now. And I may never get it. I hope I do, because I'm intrigued now. Yeah, so that was Spheres. Maybe give the game a go yourself. I'll put a link down in the description to the developer's site and everything and whatnot. Yeah, it's a bit rough around the edges, I suppose, but all in all, it's pretty good. A narrated adventure, pretty fun. So yeah, that's about it for me. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time, goodbye.